Slap yourself in the face.
Boom!
Slap yourself.
What's up, everybody,
face.
and welcome to another great, outstanding, phenomenal, what?
What? You're stuck
Put in the book
time
show.
loop.
I did. I got stuck there. I am Steve, of course.
Phenomena.
It's going to be one of the shows because it already started right before. But as always, we got Keith right here to my left. What's up, man? How's it going? Forgot what I was supposed to be doing here.
Introducing him.
Is Keith
What's going
muted?
on, bro?
Oh, okay.
Introducing
No, I'm
him.
not muted.
No, I didn't hear anything that you said. Would you say were you talking?
No.
It's a podcast. You gotta, Well, yeah. Rodriguez, what's up, man? How's it going?
Wow. That was a little awkward. Okay, just a bit awkward. It's going good, I guess. We're ready to start the show, man. Let's do this.
Yeah, we are. What about the guy behind you? You want to check in on him real quick? Producer Joe
Hey.
back there.
I don't
Hey.
follow baseball.
That's a good
He's
life
not-
plan.
Dude, he's gone. Mentally, don't expect much from Producer Joe.
Well, that's
Unless you expect some anger, there's gonna be some anger. That's coming.
let's all just get angry, and then
I think this
See how
show,
the show goes.
is about taking out our aggressions on our team and naming what we hate about them.
this
Good
is gonna
show.
be okay. You got
This
7 or 8 hours to spend.
Listen, everyone who's out there, listen on. Come on in, talk to us. Let us know what you hate because we're gonna talk about hate today. all I'm
Hate
saying.
is in our hearts. And I look to producer Joe to get the show started. Let's get this party going. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We got some comments coming here already. Mr. Bohan, what's up? Terzio, and actually, Tom, we could start with yours because it was one of the things that we were gonna talk about. Mets first team to ever spend 100+ days in first place, and at 103, and finished under 500. Pathetic.
Congratulations.
We do things in such a way
Very
that
proud of
they
you.
have never, ever before been done. We'll talk through some more things here.
The best losers. We're the best losers ever.
Always finding a way. Terzio says more than 70 no decisions. How is this possible? Under 30 wins for the starting pitchers. And not only that, let's get to it.
Wow.
On the other side of some Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters, Mr. Keith, take it away, please.
Kill him, Keith. Kill him.
Kill him with coffee.
BrooklynWaterCoffee.com. From their roastery to your front door. Like I blew up the air to get that
You did.
Brooklyn out there.
It's that nice pop in it. Pop.
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. From the roastery to your front door. And with the funnest
Feedback.
beans and hand selected for your pleasure. Your pleasure. Your pleasure. See, I had a couple cups of coffee before the show started, so I have a lot of energy to go. So we're going to talk a little bit about some flavors they got out there, like dark roast, dark chocolate. What do you think about dark roast, dark chocolate? Farachi.
Delicious.
How many calories coming at? Let me know. 'Cause
Zero.
I totally forgot. Boom! I'm gonna have another cup of a little more coffee. Hold on, I don't have enough energy. We gotta go a little bit more.
Oh boy, here we go.
One of my other favorites they have out there is called Morning Wood. Morning Wood is up there. It gets
He
you
loves
going.
his
It gets you
Morning
up in the morning, and it keeps you fresh. Keeps the missus happy. A little bit Morning Wood. One of the most delicious coffees out there, and you can add a little bit more caffeine into it, as I did, as you can see.
We
A little bit more
definitely
caffeine
tell.
for everybody out there. 50% more caffeine. You can add to any cup of coffee, any flavor, any flavor, any flavor, any flavor, any flavor. BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. Let me not go too fast, because then Farachi won't be able to share. So we will speak.
Aww.
Sharing is caring.
Because sharing is caring.
Start sharing.
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. From their roaster to your front door. Seriously, most of the flavors, I think, if not all, I just don't want to make that statement blank, or
Like
You
it?
don't want to make that blank
I don't want
statement?
to. I don't want to make a blank statement. I don't want to make a. But you can give me a blank check. I don't want to make a blanket statement because I don't know if they're all zero. But I think all flavors
get
are
checks.
0
Gotta bounce.
calories per cup. Definitely delicious coffee. There's tons of flavors out there. Check them out now at www.brooklynwatercoffeeroaster.com. And as you see scrolling on the bottom of the screen, there is a code for you and you and you and you and you and you and you too. For all of you. Woo!
Ooh, he's still giving.
Am I not allowed to say woo anymore? Because now he's like some kind of...
Oh, boy.
Anyway, that's another show. Just Too Sweet show. BrooklynWaterCoffeeroaster.com. If you add 2 bags to your cart, you can get a 3rd bag free by using the code PopCulturePros, all capital letters. Right. Do it now. All coffees guaranteed to ship within 24 hours of its roast date. You like that?
I like it. I like it
roast
a lot.
Date. That's percolating coffee.
It's a documentary now. Let's get on with the show.
Anyway, BrooklynWaterCoffeeroaster.com, from the roast to your front door. Check them out now.
All right, let's get through some of the other comments here.
So funny.
What do we got? Terzio, please let's revoke Rojas's privileges to go to the gym. Wow. Mr. Bohan, headed to Braves and Phillies tomorrow. Can't believe that the Mets claim to have won the trade deadline again. Pathetic. Terzio wants you to slow down. Don't go over 55 miles an hour.
I can't help it. Brooklyn Water Coffee Roaster plus 50% more caffeine.
It gets you going.
It's so good. It's so good. So good.
Producer Joe wants to know if you know what a yellow light means.
It means hurry to fudge up.
And Bohan, that bumper to bumper traffic all day in Atlanta. That's every day, all day, no matter if there's sports or nothing going on.
Actually, specifically, Joe, I think I know what you're referring to. It means.
What's he doing?
Think for a second. All right, let's get to what we were going to talk about today. And we weren't going to sit here and say, hey, let's talk about the last week of the year and let's analyze these games that the Mets are playing. No, let's not, and say we did. We will get to an overall right. We will get to an overall review of the season. But before we get to some of the hate-filled stuff that we're going to talk about, I do want to say that the awards for the minor leagues were handed out, and Francisco Alvarez gets named the Position Player of the Year in the Mets system.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Yep, 99 games, hit 272, 24 home runs, 18 doubles, 70 RBI, and he's just 19 years old. He's expected to start Double-A next year, so he'll go from High A in Brooklyn up to Double-A. And then for pitching, and Alvarez now is number 10 overall number 10 overall prospect in baseball. You guys know how I feel about that. I'm hopeful, but if it doesn't pan out, it won't be the first, won't be the last. Hey,
do not poop yet.
I'm not. No, I'm not. It's just
the timing
how
will
I am
be
with
perfect,
these things.
bro. Check it out. 2 years.
Oh, it is.
Be perfect.
One quick thing that I noticed with him is all the talks about his offense, which is great. Obviously, right? But when it comes to a catcher, you want to also hear about his defense. So, let's see. I don't know much about him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they should mention his defense if it's something that he's bringing to the table coming up.
I think it's been right around average for which if you're an average catcher in baseball and you can put up 20 home runs and 70 RBIs, I like it.
Right.
We'll
see. Piazza. Piazza was, to me, a little above average. He called a great game. Didn't throw
Definitely
well.
Called a great game.
He blocked the plate well, and he hit like wow. So
best ever.
That's when you were allowed to block the plate. Remember, the Buster Posey changed all that.
I remember
when his ankle went snap, crackle, pop.
I meant blocking pitches, but yeah, that too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, but I thought you meant blocking the plate.
He was good. He was really good at all that. Only thing he couldn't do was throw accurately.
But not many pitches got past him that were reasonable.
For sure. As far as the pitcher is concerned,
jeez.
Yeah, the pitcher the pitcher of the year, Adam Oler. 22 starts, 3.31 ERA, 133 strikeouts, and 114 innings, and a 1.15 WHIP. And so that was with Binghamton. It was Double-A, and then he moved up to Triple-A Syracuse. That's overall for his year. Okay. That's not
very nice.
That's a nice Double-A, Triple-A line there.
Nice solid year. Yeah.
And talk about pitching. Let's continue that trend. Rodriguez, up your alley. Marcus Stroman is going to be a free agent this year. If he makes his next 2 starts, he will be the only pitcher in baseball with 34 starts. Now, that's one. Number 2, he also just became. There's 5 pitchers to have back-to-back seasons of 32 starts and an ERA under 3.25. Justin Verlander, Jacob deGrom, Zachariah Greinke, Garrett Cole, Marcus Stroman.
Okay, so where does that put him?
If this doesn't stop the haters.
I mean, the kid is a solid pitcher, man. He's going to come in. He's going to battle. He's going to give you minimum 5 he gives you every week. And that's what everybody wants now, minimum 5, right? Yeah. So he does the minimum 5 on the days that he's feeling good. He goes into the 7th, maybe the 8th. That takes a lot off your bullpen, man.
Taxi, baby.
I love that guy.
There's a blast from the past.
That's pretty distracting, but I love him. So I don't know what I was saying, but I was saying good things about Marcus Stroman. 3.25 ERA. I mean, it's fantastic. He doesn't have the win totals there, but that's the fault of the Mets and the bullpen. Yep. They have to score. The kid pitches 6 innings on an average, gives up 2 runs. With the top Met offense that we're supposed to have, we should be able to score 4 runs every game easy. So we're losing 3-2 games, and he's lost a few of them like that. He has his bad games. Solid pitcher, very dependable, works hard. His social media following is really good. Everything that he posts is positive. He's a positive type guy, positive type of teammate, great worker, good pitcher. Re-sign this kid. Don't let him go. And a New Yorker, by the way. And
re-sign the man. So. But obviously we'll hit more of that as we get into further episodes here. Keith, I want to start with you on this one. We just the talk around it. As you get towards this stage of the season, now it's like, well, what should we do next? So the question was posed by SNY a little bit earlier. Who should be the next retired number? Should it be? And here's the options that they gave. If you think it's somebody other than these 5, you can also chime in with that, obviously. But Gary Carter, Dwight Gooden, Keith Hernandez, Darryl Strawberry, and David Wright. Those are the options that.
All right, I'm not going to go outside of those options because then we'll do a whole other episode just based off of that. But just on those, you said Carter, Gooden, Hernandez, Wright, and
Stroman.
Stroman? Oh, Darryl Strawberry.
Strawman. Strawman, sorry. Yeah, enunciate. Straw.
Quite honestly, what he's I mean, Straw was on the team for 8 or 9 years. He was the premier power person on the team. Gooden was the premier pitcher in baseball for a short period there. Hernandez was the captain. David Wright was the captain. Really, really tough decision. But I think in being completely fair, starting from number 1 down, and we're just going to mention number 1 for now, you got to go Hernandez. Just because he's been out there for a while and he was the captain. And, he led that team in many ways, 86, 88. And I think based off his leadership, his defensive and offensive skills, his smoking in the dugout, and his partying with the rest of the team. His leadership, his offensive and defensive skills. You got to go with him because I think it's overdue as the next number that goes up, or retired, I should say. Excuse me.
Rodriguez, who do you think?
I agree 1,000% with Laris. And I agree on this. It's long overdue. He is a Met. When you talk about Keith Hernandez, he has his little St. Louis thing, his little flirtation, and he's angered a few Met fans by his recent commentary and lack of appreciation of only Met things, because he's only supposed to love Met things. But
chill out, everybody.
Notwithstanding, he's a Met. He's long overdue to be retired. The other guys went on to have careers. Somebody went on to throw no-hitter for the Skankies. Another guy had success with the Skankies. What are the other guys? Who are the other guys? One guy costs us the greatest third baseman right now playing for the Dodgers. One guy, his non-retirement costs us this. So
wow.
Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy we're talking
Gary
about?
Carter.
Gary
What do you got to say about him?
Gary Carter. Everybody hated him. However,
they did.
You know.
Two we're
gonna get to that too in the offseason.
At least if you're polling this show, hate him.
I don't know.
Obviously.
What?
No, I'm definitely. It's got to be Hernandez, man. He deserves it. He's. I love the guy. He's a real Met, and he's a straight shooter, and he deserves to be in the Met Hall of Fame. Definitely Hernandez.
To Frank's point, though, because Frank made a quick comment about that, I do think, and along lines, I think where you were headed, Rodriguez, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Carter is a close second, you know.
Correct him even if he wasn't wrong. All right.
I think Carter's a close second, but Hernandez is the pick.
There we go. Is that Keith and Rodriguez?
No, that's Faraci and Rodriguez.
Why has it got to be me? Why do I have to be involved in this?
Why's it got to be me?
Well,
I don't know.
We did it first.
We know it's you. Both of us.
Well, I know it's you guys.
Why does it have to be any of you?
That's right. It's Joe and Joe.
Oh, so you're just instigating producer Joe. That's what he's doing.
Actually, I believe, you know what? It's Carter and Hernandez.
The funny thing is, Faraci and I knew that one was you, Steve. We weren't sure.
Perception is reality. My reality is those are both you guys.
We both knew that was one.
Both of yous. Both of yous.
And the more you talk, the more you're wearing the pink, Rodriguez.
What?
Well, I'll chime in here. I do agree with you guys. It's got to be Keith Hernandez. He's the leader in that club. He was one of the leaders in the clubhouse. Came in, hated the fact that he got traded to the Mets, and then fully acclimated and immersed himself into that city, and even down to testifying. Admitting that he did it, and then the next day the crowd standing ovation, and he gets a base hit his first time up, and the fans love him.
That's the guy the Mets need now. If they have a guy like that on this team,
bring him down. I think he could do that.
This team will it'll just meld together. They need that guy. They need that guy who has that ultimate confidence and people respect, and people know that he's going to be a player with us for a few years. It may be Lindor eventually. I mean, he's trying to be that guy. It may be Baez, because to be honest, I like that 1986 Baez, feeling. That kid, he wants to brawl. He was telling people to boo him. I mean, dude, we want to be the bad guys again. If we go bad guys, I just want to be the bad guys. I just want to wear black every week.
Because I'm with you.
Let's be that 1986 again, guys. If that's who we're going to be.
We're all bad guys at heart anyway.
When our hitting coach gets cut.
No spoiler alert, because as the season
we'll never let that go.
Free agency thing, but once we get there, maybe that's a good topic for us. Who is that now? Wait. Why's that got to be somebody? Oh, why's he got an A on his face?
I think he's having random spasms again. Every time he stays in there for more than 2 weeks straight. He has these
my finger.
Finger test. Whoa, who said that? Finger test.
See what I mean?
But I think a good topic for once we get into the off season is
later.
Take a look at the veterans that are free agents and who can be that leader, right? Who
Robinson Cano.
Who can wield the power of the craziness of the Mets? Robinson Cano.
He actually could be. Just as long as he doesn't lead them into those injections and the booties.
You never know with him. You never know. All right. This date in Mets history, 2008. Johan Santana goes on 3 days rest. No, it's not the no-hitter, but goes on 3 days rest to throw a complete game shutout against the Marlins. They win 2-0, and then the rest, as they say, is history.
Dude, we blew his arm out.
Wait,
3 days rest.
Frank Terzio wants to retire one of us. Sorry, Frank. Not gonna happen. But
well, can we retire like our face on Citi Field and then continue to do the show? That no. The boys.
Our faces
The boys are back
by the lawnmower. Lawnmower. Our faces
yes.
into the field. I want center
what?
field.
Okay, all right. I'll take
our caricatures lawnmower
left.
into the outfield.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what I think Rodriguez just said.
I thought you said one of our faces.
See,
I meant like our whole entire logo.
The whole logo.
Right.
No, we were gonna do Rodriguez in center. I called left. You gotta get it right. You'd be floating heads just out in center field.
I'll take right. Speaking of right, I won't mention who, for our worst Met ever in right. I don't want to sit under him.
Oh.
I'd love to sit under Straw, though. Wait, did that sound right?
All right, see.
Anyway, next topic.
Something went off the rails there.
He did it to himself.
All right. Terzio said, post your pick on Keith's backdrop. Is that Keith? Post our picture on Keith's backdrop.
Do we have that as a gift? Send it to me. I'll put it in the back.
I don't know. All right.
Send me that pic as a gift. I don't know if you can do it
with that face.
What's going on?
We're since it's been as Mr. Bohan put it, pathetic as we're heading down.
Pathetic.
Even into the last angry. That's all of us. That's gonna be all of us. Wait, is that just me? It's just me that's angry.
It's just you.
It was on point tonight with the rest picks.
I'm not even angry. What are we talking about here? You want to hear two? Let me tell you two more things before we get started on our poop by position. Poop by position. Mr. Bohan, we're going to go through poop by position. We're going to go through some of the worst Mets of all time by position. Two things here. Mets road record 2021. It is the second lowest since the year 2000 for the Mets. There's another reason why that happened. And then Rodriguez, as you'd like to talk about, the second half. Now, this was a role reversal, right? Rodriguez, in your infamous rant that you went on, you said, we always do this. We always have to crawl and scratch our way back, right? This year was different. See, they heard you, and they were like, you know what? We'll switch it up a bit. So this year, second half of the year, they go 25 so far. Obviously, there's a few more games to go. 25-42. Again, the second worst. The worst second half. Actually, there's two of them: 2012 and 2004. And that's it. Yeah, we're in those ranges, and it's
wonderful news for Rachi.
All right. Wonderful. Well, this is the show to do it, right? We're getting rid of all the crappy. No, there's going to be a lot of crappy news all for the next few episodes.
But this is the show for you to say whatever you want to say, whoever you want to say it to. Any man out there, just say your thing, say your anger, say your piece, let it go, and move on. And then we'll get better. We'll cleanse.
Think of it as like a therapy session.
Yeah, like a yoga class or something stupid like that.
Meditation.
Like that.
Keith does meditation. Yeah.
Look,
Producer Joe meditates back there all the time. I think.
I do what? Medication?
Yeah. Unprescribed.
He medicates really fast.
All right, let's do this, bad boy. When we first started the show a few years back, we did 4 seasons back. We did a top guy at each position. So that really didn't get us anywhere. So we're back here to talk about the bottom dwellers of the New York Metropolitans, and there are several of them. But let's start out. We'll go catcher here first,
but
and
wait,
what
are the categories?
Yeah.
What are they? Only offensive? And
it's just like
categories, personality
in general. So all of that. So
I think that's more personal opinion.
I hate. Yeah. In general, I hate you. You suck at offense. You suck at defense. And
so this is just
we're angry.
One of those. This is just okay. See,
here's the real trick.
Producer Joe was right.
One per position.
That we're gonna be angry.
Producer Joe was right.
All right.
Angry old men.
Terzio, come on! Don't come out here with James McCann.
Oh my God! All right, he can't even Terzio. You didn't even start with a wife joke yet. Okay,
Yeah, that's...
First of all, Terzio.
Unless we missed it.
You pay your token, and then you come on and mess around with us. It's that wife joke. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
Don't fail us now.
Oh, so he did. I'll just show them a picture of my ex-wife on the highway, and they'll all be running different directions. You'll be free to pass. That was for Bohan, who's stuck in traffic. Okay, acceptable. That's good. But come on, McCann, what are you doing? Let's not go there yet. You can't think of another catcher. Keith, drop some knowledge on this, man.
Keith,
catcher.
Yippity yip yip yippity yay.
For those of you out there, that translates to Mackie Sasser. So you could also think of it as disappointments and the what ifs and just whatever has broken your heart as a Mets fan over the course of your life.
I remember being a kid, Sasser coming up. I thought he was going to be so good, and then.
Yeah, and for some reason I only have a few.
You thought Mackie Sasser was going to be so good.
Big hits in my mind.
Catcher, 300 hitter.
But then that. Yeah, he was this.
He's that guy. Yeah.
The shoulders up.
Yeah.
This is doing this thing here, and it's just a mess.
He wasn't a power hitter, but he wasn't terrible offensively. But yeah.
Yeah. No. But he just couldn't. He wasn't a complete catcher at all. I mean, he had to be in the American League. Didn't he play for Seattle also? I know that's a running joke.
We send them all to Seattle.
I know that, but
don't we send them all to Seattle? Somehow, some way, that's where they end up.
I feel like Keith is looking that up because I feel like he played for was it Seattle? Maybe no.
That's no, I wasn't, but I can take a look real quick. Hold on.
Please, just Rodriguez. Who do you got at catcher?
To appease you. At catcher,
not drive me nuts.
I have a very disappointing.
He did. Yes.
See, he did.
The random Seattle Mariner.
2 years he played for Seattle.
Random. Come on, man. We send him up north real quick.
That's great.
We trade with those Seattle Mariners. Now, speaking of, do we got to talk about Kalanick? No, we don't. But we should for a second because now these fans of ours are going berserk because Kalanick is finally hitting it in the last month of the season. He's finally hitting. Now it's the worst trade ever again because of Diaz, who's only saved almost 100 games for us. So whatever it is, anyway, my biggest disappointment in catching for the Mets was I loved him when he played for us. He was a tough guy, and he's a tough guy now, and I like when he chimes in and says things. But LaDuca, when I found out that LaDuca was allegedly, it put a real big damper on him as our catcher. No, not LaDuca. It's LaDuca, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the word on the street.
LaDuca, the word on the street is he got it. He did that thing. It kind of put a damper on him, man, because I love that guy. I thought he was a solid catcher, man. A good situational hit, a great guy to hit second. He was a really good player, man. I really enjoyed him. But that thing at the end, it just kind of upset me. So I'd say I put him there just because of the disappointment, That's all.
Yes. Good picks for good reasons. Because LaDuca did some good things for us, I'll let him pass.
That's why it's just disappointing.
We found out afterwards. Yeah. Yep. I hear you. So I'm catcher for us has been either outstanding or awful. It never seems to be like an in between. It's Josh Stoley or Mike Piazza, Charlie O'Brien or Gary Carter. So
Hey. Don't talk about Charlie O'Brien. I know him.
I'm not saying anything. I'm comparing him to the Hall of Famer.
He works out.
He knows
people that you know, by the way.
Oh boy. Dun dun dun. Terzio says Ryan Schneider. Brian, I think his name is. Brian Schneider is the other one. That's a. I'm gonna go with Mackey Sasser. Just because he was not a he wasn't a he wasn't a catcher.
Todd Pratt wasn't a catcher either.
But Todd Pratt played a lot better than Mackey Sasser behind the dish. Actually, maybe even at the plate too.
Who's the guy that played left field for us that was a catcher and almost got hit in the head?
No, not almost. He did. It was Todd Hundley.
Todd Hundley.
By far not the worst catcher in our franchise history.
Well, we can't do
that. Maybe worst left fielder, but not the worst catcher in our. He was one of the best, top 5, maybe 4 in our history.
Todd Hundley. He was a horrible left fielder.
And then he played. And then he went to the Cubs.
Yeah.
He went to Chicago.
Right? Fada's footstep is Fada. Fadda. Fada.
Fada. No H.
Oh, he was a far. That's how he had 40 runs.
All right. Yeah. I agree. Dom says Oliver Perez, Bobby Bonilla, and Jason Bay, worst players in Mets history. I have a feeling. I got a feeling that you might hear those names.
That's so true. those are very, very bad players for us.
All right. Next up, first base.
I thought we start at pitcher, like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you want to do that? Okay, let's go to. I'm not prepared for the pitcher, but Rodriguez, you're the pitcher. Why don't you start us off with a pitcher here?
The worst pitcher for us, Victor Zambrano. Okay,
I forgot about him.
That was one of the worst ever trades for us. We got rid of Scott Kazmir, sent it to Tampa for Victor Zambrano.
Because we were in it. It was 2003, and we were like...
Yeah, and he looked like he had a little
area.
experience. I could tell just by looking at his squatty potato head and body that he was just not going to do it.
Remember
Victor
his brother?
Zambrano.
What's his brother's name? Carlos Zambrano.
Were they brothers?
I thought they were brothers.
I don't know. Carlos Zambrano.
Or maybe they just said that for
but he was a good pitcher. Carlos Zambrano was a good pitcher.
But he went nuts with Chicago. Remember, he was throwing at people's heads and stuff.
Dude, he lost it. He couldn't take the pressure. He succumbed to it. But Victor Zambrano was the worst pitcher that the Mets ever had, bar none.
That really fizzled out quick. All right, we're getting Skip Lockwood and we're getting Doug Sisk.
Skip Lockwood was a good closer. What are you talking about? Who said that?
Terzio. Little Doug Sisk. Why does it have
Doug Sisk? Doug Sisk actually turned out to be a decent sinker ball, a slider pitcher with the Baltimore Orioles. There you go.
I'm gonna cheat on this one, Adam. I'm gonna blanket statement. I'm gonna blanket Generation K from the late '90s. Jason Isringhausen, Paul. They were all packaged together. Paul Wilson and Bill Pulsifer. It was.
I know.
Got Mets fans. We got this. We got these 3 insane arms coming up, and they just kept on getting hurt, one after the other.
Seaver, Kuzman, and Matlack.
Oh my God!
Nolan Ryan,
and then
Paul Wilson, Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver. Oh my God!
The only guy who eventually had success was Isringhausen. I think he saved over 300 or so games, and it was with Oakland. He had a little homecoming with us. Remember that? He had a little cup of coffee at the end of his career. With us there, but nothing ever. Pulsifer. I have no idea what even happened to Pulsifer. I remember Paul Wilson maybe having a good year with the Reds. Maybe that comes to mind. But Pulsifer,
didn't he become a closer or something?
There it is. Look at this. This was our future, fellas. So just think about it, as we always have to do as Mets fans.
You don't give 21 to pitchers. That's the problem right there. That's it right there.
You don't give it to first baseman either.
Hey, Delgado had it.
I was thinking Lucas Duda. Maybe Delgado should have just left it with
Lucas
Delgado.
Duda wasn't our worst first baseman either.
No. Not at all. I thought that they were related, but obviously I was wrong, Mr. Bohan. Thank you very much for that. Think about that. That was 96, 97-ish, heading into 98. The Mets were starting to get into that group. We just got Piazza. If you would have just had those 3 guys, man. Keith, who you got at pitcher?
I think Generation K is a really good answer. But I went with Ali Perez for a number of reasons. Because he was a big disappointment for us. And then he turned around his career to become this great pitcher and kick our ass every time we saw him. So it's a little bit of a every time he saw us. So it's a little bit of a sour point. But when he was with us, I mean, he was disappointing at best. And then to see him go on and make something of his career and become this great relief pitcher and do great against us every time, you know what? You're on my list, Ali. Worst Mets pitcher ever.
Right.
No, you had it right the first time. Well, oh, man. Producer Joe's on a roll tonight. He said Mel Rojas, which could be one of the worst relievers in Mets history. I was at his first game that he pitched. I don't remember what year it was either. The Mets just brought him over. It was a change of scenery type thing. They brought him over, and then his first pitch, I was at the game. We taped the game. First pitch deposited 100 feet behind the wall, dead center at Shea Stadium. And when I watched the tape at home, it was Tim McCarver on the call. Pitch, he hit. As soon as he hit the ball, McCarver said, "Oh boy, that was it. Oh boy, oh man." But then he pops in there, Cookie Rojas, and that's that could be. Rojas. I mean,
he loves talking about Cookie Rojas. Who the hell's ever seen Cookie Rojas pitch?
And Mel Rojas, from what I remember, he was being a premier bullpen
he's talking
pitcher
about
to
Carrasco.
Average bullpen pitcher to
blending.
He went to the Mets in his career.
Is this Ollie? Who's that? Oh, Rojas. Mel Rojas.
Mel Rojas.
He's a douchebag. Look, he even looks like a douchebag. He looks like somebody who can't pitch at all, like zero. And they had him out there, and he first pitched, and it was Jeff Bagwell that hit this thing 7 miles to center field.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Jeff
angry.
Bagwell. Okay.
Hey, don't. Your job is to get guys out. Doesn't matter what stature.
That's Jeff Bagwell. Could barely move. Come on,
He did do a little bit of that.
How's he?
And here comes.
Give me a break.
There's Cookie Rojas. There he is.
There's Cookie. Look at that bastard. Son of a bitch.
The Killer Bees. That's right, Producer Joe. The Killer Bees hurt us, man. They hurt us a lot during the 90s. All right, and then you had Bonds and Bonilla. That might be some foreshadowing here. Let's head to first base here. Keith, we'll swing it back to you on at first base.
Again, this has to do with a lot of disappointment and hype. Mo Vaughn. Yes, I do remember some shots he had, but I more remember the complete and utter disappointment of Mo Vaughn as a Met. So Mo Vaughn's my pick for first base.
There might be several guys from the 2001 roster, 2002 roster, that makes this. Marv Throneberry, marvelous. Remember the catches that he made in right field. 62 Mets first baseman, 228.
Fantastic.
I think we give 62 a pass there.
Yeah, no? You got a manager who slept in the dugout.
You can't call any 62 player anything. They were terrible. The whole
Casey's he's still Grandpa Met, but come on.
Marvelous
At that time, the guy should have been retired. He was sleeping throughout games, and he was half drunk, probably.
Sergio says it's Husky. Don't insult Butch Husky. Producer Joe, personal friends.
Joe's gonna have a fit. Joe's gonna lose it.
It's very good friends with.
That's his woman. Don't mess with his women. I'll tell you. He's vicious.
I guess you can talk about Husky. He had a couple of decent seasons. We talked about this at one point. I think when Producer Joe was making fun of him, we looked it up. And then he also played multiple. He played the outfield. He played third base. He played first base. So, if he was a better hitter,
to get him in the lineup.
Nice little guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rodriguez, who you got for first base?
I'm Mike Piazza, the worst first baseman we've ever had. Okay? I don't know what happened to him, because when he stood up straight, he couldn't bend down.
That's it.
Because he would never stretch for a ground ball. He couldn't catch a ball. I mean, you're a catcher. My God. The ball's coming in at you. 95, 97. They're not throwing that hard. It wasn't that hard to play first. He couldn't figure out the feet. He looked like he was going to trip every time he went back to the bag. Mike Piazza, greatest catcher, Met Hall of Famer. We love you as a player. You're the worst first baseman we had.
That might be true. That might, technically speaking, that might be true. I am going to go with a disappointment also, but I'm not going to go the Mo Vaughn route because whatever, that was money spent. I'm going with Ike Davis, and it's Ike Davis for me. And I know that he had that 130 home run season, but when you talk about hype, I remember, this was the Ike Davis era at first base, and this guy is going to take over first base for the foreseeable future, and he hit well at the forefront. Great, leaping over the side rail and whatnot. He was able to scoop over there, but he just fell off the planet. He just fell off everything. Just couldn't hit anymore. He couldn't see.
Remember, he injured his foot.
Yeah, he injured his foot, and then he was blind. As soon as he injured
his foot, that was it. He couldn't play. He couldn't step up and place and plant, and that was it. He was done. So.
And then he came back to be a pitcher for the Yankees system.
Did he really?
He came back in as a pitcher, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I just feel bad because he stuck because of injury. But
and that he went to the Yankees.
I agree.
As a pitcher.
Yankee lover.
Yeah, I thought about Davis. You and I think that's like when you and I first started our relationship,
when
right?
You guys first met. Oh, how wonderful!
What was that?
Was it that long ago that we've
started
been
your relationship?
Friends?
Ike Davis. Oh.
Ike Davis. That was what? 2009. 2010.
No, well, I'll tell you in a second. Hold on.
You should know how long you've been together for, Archie.
2013, and his final season was 2014.
Yep. Look at that. You guys been together for a while. 7-year itch. Who's got it?
I do. All right. I think we got through first base. I do exactly know. No, I'm talking about with Keith.
Okay.
Talking about with Keith.
I gave you a chance. Okay.
Thank you.
You owe me one.
Yes. All right. Let's move to second base. Second base. There's many an option. There's jerks and assholes and guys who didn't live up to potential and guys who were just jerks and guys who sucked. So I am going to start off with Carlos Baerga at second base, and there's a few things in here. Jeff Kent was a jerk, so we had to wind up trading him, and you throw in Vizcaíno, who I was just watching a Spike Lee documentary on 9/11, and his son was there. Jose Vizcaíno's son was talking about it for whatever reason, because he was talking about the 2000 World Series. But you trade Vizcaíno and Jeff Kent, who goes on to do what Jeff Kent did, though he was a jerk, with Cleveland. And then Carlos Baerga comes in, and it's like 97, 96 or whatever, and we're like, Mets fans at the deadline, no matter how bad we are, it's like, oh, we got Carlos Baerga. He's been great every year. And then, he had a double his first game, and then
great off-season move.
No, that was a deadline move. That was a trade deadline move.
I thought it was an off-season move. I thought we did that at the winter meetings.
No, we traded him mid-season.
He ate himself out of a job. Have you seen Carlos Baerga lately?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! But he was just and his. I don't know if it was that he just didn't have the speed. Definitely didn't have the bat speed anymore. But if you don't have the bat speed anymore, maybe this is no longer what you should be doing at the plate. Maybe you should settle down a little bit. Settle so you can
stop eating those cheeseburgers, dude. He got so fat he couldn't walk around and plant his feet. He looked like a pear over there at second base.
Mr. Keith over there, right next to me. Who you got here at second base?
This was a tough one for me because there's two people out there that I really could not stand throughout.
Two of them.
Two of them, and one is Luis Castillo and the other is Carlo Baerga.
Oh, look at that! See,
Baerga,
both Hispanic players.
Very good.
Maybe one day in the off season, I'll bring George on.
Georgie.
I was actually on radio and TV, and they had a whole conversation about me on Irish night one night, just railing Baerga because I was behind the dugout, just killing him.
Irish.
But Luis Castillo was one of the most frustrating second basemen in Mets history because of that Yankee game. And because of that Yankee game, I'm going with Castillo because Baerga is like 1A, very close. But because of that Yankee game, Castillo, to me, is the worst Mets second baseman in history.
And what was the contract? 4 years, 32.
Oh, yeah. I hated Omar
Let's pay that man, baby.
It took me a while to forgive Omar and see really what a good scout he is. Not a good GM. But he wasn't a bad GM. But I hated Omar anyway.
No, he was, yeah.
Castillo's my pick.
Producer Joe says...
I hated Omar anyway.
Because he did a couple different moves. Omar is a scouting genius. I just don't think he's a GM genius. But he is a scouting genius. Omar is, talent-wise, he's got the eye. Great eye for talent.
So
definitely a great baseball guy.
I would not rehire him as a GM if that says anything.
Yeah. I see Luis Castillo. I like that choice. I give him a pass because of Luis Castillo, we got Johan Santana, and we got ourselves finally a no-hitter.
Yes, there it is.
But we have
and we can live off that for a while. There's 9 no-hitters within 3 months this year. None of them.
Yeah, I just can't live with that. Yankee.
So I'm gonna pick Mr. Spitter, Roberto Alomar.
There it is.
He's like the waste of a Met.
Awful.
It shouldn't even been on uniform. It's a disgrace. Mr. Spitter Alomar. Take that to your Hall of Fame plaque. Spitter.
I can't argue with
Not
any
even
picks.
a pitcher.
You know what, Tercio? I looked up Doug Flynn, and I was going to say Doug Flynn, but Doug Flynn doesn't spark hatred for me like Castillo, Baerga, or Alomar does.
I know Doug Flynn.
But is it because of Seaver?
Can't hate him. Doug Flynn, fantastic.
No, Doug Flynn is just he didn't perform great. But he wasn't
to begin with. It was the worst trade ever, man. It was.
But he doesn't spark that kind of like.
It was a horrible trade.
He doesn't spark that kind of emotion like a Castillo, a Baerga, or you know what I mean.
Yep.
It's like 100%. Doug Flynn. He was a part of history.
I think that has something to do with who gets traded. Sometimes the people who get traded for the most lovable guys in the team, get blamed for it. For lack of a better term there. Terza said, if I remember correctly, Roberto Alomar wore number 12, so maybe Lindor should change his number. No. Terzio has nothing to do with anything.
So did Ron Darling. Didn't hurt him much. Are you saying between Darling and Lindor, Alomar cursed to 12? Probably not.
That's not a thing. All right, shortstop. Shortstop. Here, let's start off with... I think we'll start with you this time, Keith.
I have a very unpopular, what I think will be an unpopular, maybe won't, pick at shortstop. And it's not because I don't like the individual. It's just because statistically he really was so underwhelming, but he's a champion. And that's why I think it might be a unpopular pick, and that's Rafael Santana. Defensively, offensively, he was underwhelming. He was just there. He plugged the hole.
Rodriguez got angry with that. That's anger.
I'm not angry. It's just.
I said you're angry. You're angry. Get angry.
From Santana to current, I mean, who would I else I go with? Kaz Matsui? I mean, that's possible, but he performed a little better. I mean,
that's a definite choice.
I love Santana because he's a champion, but there's no shortstop that sparks emotion with me like a Baerga or something like that. So I had to strictly go statistically, and that's just me personally. And because I went strictly statistically, I picked Santana because he was a little underwhelming statistically, but he is a champion. Sorry, Rafi, but that's my pick.
Wow. Rafi, right. Don't ever talk to him again. Okay?
Sorry, buddy.
All right? Cheers. He's a traitor bastard. Kaz Matsui,
I don't hate you.
You suck, Kaz Matsui. You and your stupid
hair
and your wristbands and all your nonsense.
I did not want to pick him, but because you made me do it for the show, that's why I'm picking him.
Who is he talking? Is he talking to people again? Who are you talking to? Farachi, you did that? You made him pick that guy?
No.
Farachi, why would you do that?
Finger at me.
No.
I actually hit my eye. I can't even see
it.
No, I gave him the finger. Look.
Oh wait, no, the right eye. It was good.
All right. Kaz Matsui, you suck. What's yours, Farachi?
So it's Kaz. For me, it's Kevin Elster. And I'll tell you why. And it has to do with what you talked about earlier with
hair.
Yes, I am. Oh, I wonder if Kevin Elster still has really flowing, nice locks. Producer Joe, can we look at Kevin Elster? He died. Well, he was in the little, what was it called? Rookie of the Year, Little Big League.
Little dumbass.
Oh, there he is. Home run in first at bat. We think we got a superstar.
I was going to say that. I thought it was amazing.
In Atlanta.
We hit gold. And
I thought it was a good pick too. And he couldn't even play second base good enough. Good God.
We moved Jose. Didn't we move Reyes to second for him?
Yes, we did. Second base.
We screwed our future.
Yes, Lisa, we loved him too until he just
was that Art Howe?
Disappointed us.
Yeah. Art Howe should have.
We didn't include manager. We'll talk about manager another show.
No, but was that Art Howe who did that? Was that
probably?
Was that 04?
It might have been Art Howe.
You're making me angry. I was happy. We're having fun on the show. You mentioned Art Howe. Now I'm pissed off. Why are you going to bring up Art Howe?
There it is. Oh, that better not be him.
Fuck it to Art Howe.
Well,
I'm not even in baseball anymore, but fuck it to you.
So how does it look, guys? That's Kevin Elster.
That's Kevin Elster? Dude, he's got a lot of hair.
He does have a lot of hair.
See that little widow's peak? That's the line drives used to hit.
All right. Well, he's my worst Met shortstop ever. Great in the field, couldn't hit worth of nothing, and then he leaves us, goes on the roids to the Rangers and hits 28 home runs the following year. And I guess he went on to be a Yankee and all this stuff. So it's Kevin Elster for me.
Understood.
Steroid. You're the Duca reason fed into my my Kevin Elster reason. And that was weird to see Kevin Elster like that. How old is he now?
You're right. He hit 24 home runs for Texas. I had to fact check you on that one.
He
hit 24 home runs for Texas. What the heck is going on there, dude?
Right. You know what? It is real.
I'm not changing my vote, but just to honor
what did he hit that year?
Kevin Elster for that one.
What did he hit that year?
He hit 252. I mean, what the heck?
Wait, you said what?
252.
Yeah. Which is what, 30 points?
Let's just be clear. He's a 228 career hitter, so that's a big year for him.
Yeah.
Huge year. Huge.
That was that. I mean, and
Jeez Louise.
All right, Lisa says.
Fill this out. Sorry.
Lisa, welcome to the show. By the way, that's a brand new name. I
Cheers
love Kaz. Lisa. Too bad.
Welcome, Lisa.
Cheers to Lisa.
Cheers.
24 home runs after. Did he hit 24 total with the Mets? All right, let's go to third base.
Third base.
Rodriguez. What do you think?
This is unanimous.
Mike Piazza.
Howard Johnson.
He was the worst.
Don't talk about Dad.
Don't you ever talk about Dad. What's wrong with you? That's his problem. Listen, Mike Piazza, the worst third base.
Really?
I've never seen anyone so stiff in the field. he was like a mummy out there, like a freaking like a zombie.
Rodriguez, can I ask you a question? Is this going back to that show we did about 2 years ago when we did the top players at every position, and you and I picked the right player, and Farachi picked the wrong player? Oh. Great.
They picked him for two positions already.
He's the worst player at two positions already. every corner. The only
Now you
one
see
who
why,
gets all
Prachi?
the catches. Terrible play. Terrible defensive player. The worst the Mets have ever had.
Kyle, why do you have to ruin our
third base?
Kyle ruins our show by talking about Venom coming out this weekend. Awful movie.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the kid that shot up the
I'm
plate.
sorry, Joe. I know that's your job, but I just deleted his comment.
Why is he on the show?
Sorry, buddy. I had to do it.
He's a Cowboy fan.
Sorry, Kyle. No, I'm not sorry.
All right,
sorry,
wait.
Joe.
Are you going to stick with Piazza at third base?
Piazza's the worst third baseman we've ever had.
I'm going with Mike Piazza all the way. I mean, the guy was terrible at third base. He was terrible at third base. That is absolutely my pick, Mike Piazza.
Best Mets catcher in history.
No, you know who I picked.
2 out of 3.
I picked.
We should do that always. I mean, we should do that always. We should do it all over again. I don't like momentum.
Correct yourself, Professor Faraci.
Yeah, no, I picked Mr. Annual Check.
Yeah, same here. And producer Joe agrees. We got Rodriguez. It's
although I do like the Mike Piazza pick. That's great.
Oh my God! Producer Joe agrees to that one. Bonilla he did play 107 games at third.
Sorry.
Yeah, he was.
You know what, Kyle? Since you apologize, I'm sorry I deleted your comment, but it was funny at the moment.
He's just hated Bonilla. He just hated it all around. He played everything. He played outfield for us, third base, first base. We could hate me
with $1 million check every year too. I'm good.
Bonilla.
Right. I'll take all his hate and then some if you pay me whatever $1 million.
Producer Joe hates Ty Wigginton. He was like one of the most likable guys, wasn't he? Like wasn't he like a Midwest like
It's the name. He doesn't like the name. Ask him. Hey, what is it? It's the name. Ty Wigginton.
And he played for the Phillies.
Yeah, he was good for the Phillies.
I was born in San Diego. But went to University of North Carolina at Asheville.
Getting wiggy
that
explains,
with it. That explains some of that stuff. All right, look, it is the name irritates him, Rodriguez. The name irritates. Why? It's Ty. Maybe it's short for Tylor. Tylor McGee, you know. All right, so look, we went through the. Oh, it's Wigginton is the problem, not Ty. Ty is not the issue. It's the last name.
Wigginton.
He played with the Orioles. He played for the Phillies. He played for the Mets.
Stay Wigginton.
Snooty.
Stay Wigginton.
Yeah, he's another one that went on a some kind of steroid tear with 24.
Wigginton. He went to the Pirates too, right?
Tampa.
The Pirates. How many other teams did he play for? Pirates, Phillies,
Mets, Pirates,
Indians, Mariners,
Houston, Baltimore, Colorado, Phillies,
Rangers.
and St.
Holy crap! Played for the whole damn league.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4,
this is
5, 6,
this
7,
is a spoiler alert for next week when we go into the outfielders. That's a definite spoiler alert.
Not even a spoiler alert. That's a fact.
All right, let's but before we put a big old blue and orange ribbon on this bad boy, I want to talk about a little bit of food as we get out of here. I always like to build our hunger up, so when we're done with this, we go and have a wonderful dinner. Sterling's Paradise, authentication cuisine, brought to you by some great people over at Sterling's Paradise.
Authentication cuisine.
Did I say it again? No, I didn't. I did that one time.
Cuisine?
Can never live that down. Can never live that down. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Say it.
I'll go back to the videotape.
Go ahead.
No, you won't.
What did producer Joe's? Yeah, edit that part out instantly. 754-205-2637 is the phone number to call ahead for your order. You can do it on Grubhub and all that good stuff. Again, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, daily lunch specials, 360 State Road 7 in Margate. Again, that phone number if you on the podcast, 754.
Boom.
No, nice.
Oh.
754-205-2637.
I'm in the way.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
This might take a while.
Anthony Recker has Lisa says Anthony Recker played one game at third base. Can we Anthony Recker? That's got to be an option.
Yeah.
That one game.
That Lisa?
All right.
Good job. You're a Met fan.
I wonder if it. Yeah, the one highlight ever I remember for Anthony Recker was a grand slam against the Angels to put us ahead in a game that probably didn't mean much. Wow. Let's go round robin
even
here
even at the end, you dig them.
It's the. Thank God for a day off. Well, it's a Monday Night Football tonight. Our football it's an extension of our baseball season.
Calm down.
Stop watching sports. All right, Keith. Don't give up on sports. It's our lives. I'm about to give up.
Getting all red. Look at his face. It's gonna blow.
All right, Keith. Get us out of here. Let's start putting a big old blue and orange ribbon on this bad boy, and we'll conclude our worst of all time next week. What you got for the folks at home on the way out?
Real quick, the 100 was it 3 days in first place. I know it's terrible, one of the worst collapses ever, but let's focus on 103 games in first place through all the adversity.
Positive, baby.
Let's stop killing Rojas. I would love to see Rojas get another year. I would love to see him get another shot. I know that's another unpopular opinion. I do not think Rojas is the problem. Let's go Mets. Wakata.
Wow, poor kid. He can't even Wakata.
No Wakata?
Yeah, I can, but it's kind of crossing sports. But I need the Wakata Gettleman.
What?
I mean, I love my Mets. I hope you guys do some great things in the offseason. I'm looking forward to our offseason shows, even though the season's not over, but it kind of is. Let's go Mets.
No, it hurts. It's over. Rodriguez, what you got for us?
All I gotta say is those pieces of garbage better not go on a winning streak and close out the season with 8 or 9 wins.
Every year.
I swear to God, I will burn somebody's jersey next time I see it. Right? And if
that was the problem, we didn't do it.
You need to
we'll talk about that one next week with the outfield.
We got to do something because these guys, they can't do that to us. So
yeah, we got to time it out.
I still want them to win those 9 games in a row anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm a Met fan through and through. Nice try, guys. Season's over. The fat man has sung. The fat man has burped. The fat man has taken a crap. It's done. Okay? Nothing's happening now. So congratulations for another lousy year. Congratulations for bursting my heart. Another artery in my heart that just bursted. Closer to death. Thank you, Mets. I hope you appreciate killing me. You son of a whatever you guys are. I hate you, and I hope you never, ever win a game again until next year, and then you win 110. Have a nice day. Mask
I'll
up.
take that.
Take a shot.
Yeah, definitely stay safe out there. It is, it's a little frustrating. A little. Although there is some stuff, there's something on the line for the Mets here to play for over the last week, and that's for the draft stuff. Since we did not sign our draft pick from last year, we get the 11th pick.
Okay,
that's what we did with our draft pick.
However, we're in a battle right now for the 10th pick. Also,
he's talking draft picks.
You guys love the draft. I hate the draft stuff in baseball.
Can you hear this?
It's stupid. I don't like all this draft.
Don't talk about baseball draft being stupid, all right?
No, it's not stupid because college players historically
I can't win with them. Producer Joe.
College players historically are more ready for MLB.
Well, let's get Vanderbilt up in here and let's win a World Series.
But it doesn't always happen. But let's look at Conforto. I mean, he's had a crap ass year, but
he's going to be gone.
What does he meant?
The world is ending.
We don't know.
He's not going to be gone. He'll be back.
He's leaving.
Fracci, I know you can't live if living is without Conforto.
He's going to go to the Phillies and he's going to play left field for them. Bryce Harper in right field. That's what's going to wind up happening.
They're buddies, him and Harper.
How dare you say stuff like that, Producer Joe? Give me something positive here as we head on out.
Harper has. Never mind. We'll talk about that.
I was gonna put out more negativity. So yeah, let's go, man. I was just gonna say, it's how do you be Jake DeGrom and be the best pitcher in baseball and have your whole career wasted by this piece of shit team. Every year it has to be like, how did I not get another ring this year when I'm obviously the most dominant pitcher in baseball? And that's what it feels like. Another
you know what, Joe?
DeGrom year burnt.
At least he gets paid millions of dollars to do it. We pay them to stress us out. Who's more dumb, him or us?
I'm not saying he's dumb. I'm just saying at some point he's going to be like, you know what, F this noise. You know, I'll go play for a winner so I can get my goddamn ring, you know?
No, I was just trying to say we're dumb. All Met fans, stop watching the show. Stop being a Met fan. Go root for the Seattle Mariners.
What is he talking about?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Terzier, listen, there is some psychological aspect to Mets fans and how we are.
There's a lot of aspect.
All right, so that'll do it for us this week. We appreciate you joining us. We had some good news at the forefront. Talked a little positive stuff with Stroman and all that stuff, but then we really dug into some of the worst players at each position. Rodriguez put a Hall of Fame catcher in two different worst positions on the Mets. But next week we'll head to the outfield and then some. Now that we're continuing to next week, we can throw a manager in there. We can throw a GM in there. Which Laris, you already have your worst GM ever in the back of your mind. You mentioned it before, Mr. Manaya.
No, I just said I don't like him.
Join us, which could potentially be it. That could be it. It's a tease, guys. It's a tease for next week. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Producer Joe, get us the hell out of here.
Thank you.
Put up the box.